Welcome, my friend. We're practicing in upcountry Maui on a beautiful bed of pine needles. I have a flow for you today to tend to those amazing tootsies of yours. We'll give some love to your toes and to your feet. They do so much for us each and every day and deserve a little love and gratitude. Hop into something comfy and I'll meet you standing on your mat. We are coming into mountain pose to begin, with your feet hip-width apart, arms at your side, palms open to the space in front of you. Stand up nice and tall. Your shoulder blades gently squeeze together. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and a slow exhale out your nose as you close your eyes and allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Deep inhalation through your nose and a long, slow exhalation out your nose. Begin to draw your attention to the soles of your feet and just notice how you naturally stand here. Do you tend to put more pressure on specific areas of your feet? Your inner or outer feet, to the front or to the back? Just notice. Notice where your weight tends to fall. Once you have explored and identified the areas, take a mental note and we'll return to that later. Let's begin to ground down through all four corners of your feet. And just notice how that feels compared to what you were feeling in your feet before. Begin to visualize your feet have spreaded roots down into the ground. And as you breathe, with each exhalation, imagine the roots are spreading deeper and deeper into the ground, leaving you feeling very grounded and very supported. A solid foundation and connection here as you breathe. Let's move into our toes. So press down through your four small toes and lift your big toes up on both feet. And then lower your big toes down and reverse that. So press down in your big toes and lift your four small toes on both feet. Go ahead and lower all your toes. Now press down in your big toes and your pinky toes and then lift your three center toes on both your feet. And go ahead and lower them down. Now feel all 10 toes spread wide and pressing into the mat. And if you're not already, make your way to the front of the mat. Breathe in, circle your arms up to the sky. Your palms kiss and dive down through center into forward fold. Your crown of head reaches to the mat, and clasp opposite elbows and just hang here for a few moments, checking in with the soles of your feet, noticing the weight distribution, and then grounding down through all four corners of your feet. Your fingertips release to the mat. Step your right foot back, coming into runner's lunge. Your front knee stacks over your ankle, and then bring your attention to your back foot and toes. Press your heel towards the mat, noticing the sensations in your foot. On your inhale, rise up, bring hands to prayer at heart. You can continue to press your heel towards the mat or bend into your back knee, which helps to square up your hips but also provide a stretch for your toes. Do whatever feels best in your body in this moment. From here, press down through your front sole of foot as you bring your back leg through, hugging your knee into your chest. And begin to draw circles with your toes, massaging your ankle joints. Switch directions, get all your toes into the movement, exaggerating the movement. And then start to point and flex your toes, up and down. Release your left hand to your hip, flex your foot, and slowly guide your knee over to the right side, opening it as much as you comfortably can. And then slowly guide it back to center. Squeeze it in towards your chest, and then lower your foot to the mat. Breathe in, circle your arms to the sky, palms kiss, and dive it right down through center to our forward fold. Fingertips release to the mat. Step your left foot back, coming into our runner's lunge. Stack your front knee over your ankle. Draw your attention to your back foot and your toes, noticing the sensation in your feet. Really press that back heel towards the mat. Notice the sensations in your foot. On your inhale, rise up, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. You can continue to press your heel towards the mat or bend into your back knee, squaring up your hips and taking the stretch in your foot to your toes. Do whichever feels best. And from here, press down through your front sole of foot as you bring your back leg through, hugging your knee into your chest. Balancing posture. Begin to draw circles with your toes, massaging your hip joint and getting all 5 toes into the movement, stretching them out. Switch directions. And then return to center and then start to point and flex your toes. Release your right hand to your hip and flex your foot and slowly guide your knee over to the left side. Open as much as you comfortably can here. And then slowly guide it back to center. Squeeze it in, hug it into your chest, and lower your foot to the mat. Let's heel toe your feet wider than hip width distance. Bring your toes to point out and then your heels in. We're setting up for our yogic squat. As we begin to lower our hips, I want you to notice the effects on your feet. How does your weight shift? What sensations do you feel? Do your heels lift up or remain grounded? All right, now slowly start to lower your hips, staying connected with your feet. Bring your hands to prayer at hearts. From here, release your hands to the mat and slowly press your hips up, coming into our forward fold. We're going to take this 3 or 4 more times, but I want you to go at your own comfortable pace and just stay connected with your body. Notice what you're feeling in your feet. Are you staying grounded in all 4 corners of your feet? Find your own flow. Marry your breath with the movement. On your last one, go ahead and take a few deep breaths in our yogic squat. And then we'll lift our hips back up nice and slow to our forward fold. And then heel toe your feet to kiss And then I want you to lift to your tiptoes so your heels are going to lift up, and then slowly lower your hips to your heels for a toe squat. It's a balancing posture. It can be very challenging. Hands can come by your side, but if it's within your practice, go ahead and find your tootsie point and bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Keep your eyes on your tootsie, or if you want to make it a little more challenging, you can close your eyes. Beautiful, my friends. Now go ahead and lower your knees to the mat. Glance down to make sure your pinky toes are tucked, and if they're not, manually tuck them so that they can get a little love too. Sit up nice and tall, elongating through your spine, and return your hands to prayer at heart center. Deep inhalation through your nose. A long, slow exhalation out your nose. Be gentle on the next one as your toes may be a little stiff. And slowly untuck your toes and release the tops of your feet to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Your hands come behind you with your fingertips towards your body. And slowly start to lean back, lifting your knees, taking the stretch to the front of your feet. Keep a nice long spine here. And gently lower forward. Sit off to the side of your feet and extend your legs long out in front of you, finding your staff pose with your legs kissing, long spine, hands at your side or behind you supporting a nice long spine. We don't want any rounding here. And begin to point your toes and then hold it there. Really point those toes. Your sole of foot yearn towards the mat. Continue to breathe as you hold. Then release and flex your feet. Your toes yearn back towards your body this time. Breathe. And then release. And we'll alternate between pointing and flexing a few times here. All right, now bring those soles of feet to kiss into butterfly pose. And once you're there, go ahead and interlace your fingers with your toes. This should feel really nice once you get it set up. It can be a little difficult to do too, but once it's there, it'll feel real good. And when you're ready, breathe in, find a nice, long, vibrant spine here. And exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Long spine, no rounding here. Let your chest guide you forward. With our last few breaths, go ahead and round your spine. Release. Slowly rise up and come into easy seat, taking one foot into your hand and giving it a massage. As you massage, just find what feels good. And feel free to linger in one spot if it's calling to you the entire time. As you massage your feet, think of the areas that you identified at the start of the class in mountain pose that you naturally put more weight on. And go ahead and give those areas a little extra attention here. And give each toe some attention, the arch of your foot, your ankles. Before we switch sides, I want you to curl all 5 toes down and take your hand and apply a little pressure, pressing them towards you, finding only what feels good and backing off if it causes any discomfort or pain. Now switch your feet and massage away. Let's take that final toe stretch together. So curl all 5 toes towards your sole of foot and take your hand and apply a little pressure to it, drawing your toes towards the sole of your foot. And release. Make your way to butterfly pose once more. Take your hands around your feet, find a long spine, and softly close your eyes. In our final moments here, let's take a moment of gratitude for our feet, all that they allow us to do. And now just notice how your toes and feet feel, how they feel now compared to whenever we first joined together on the mat today. Release and come to a cross-legged seated position. Bring your hands to prayer at heart. From my heart and tootsies to yours. Namaste. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, throw it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get the latest yoga love released each week. Sending you and all beings love and light.